Greetings everybody and welcome to G4G on YouTube. It is Napalm Dawn. We are here with Thursday Night Fights, which is the series in which I do 5 of my PvP fights on Thursday night. This week I did not stream Tuesday, Wednesday because of the new expansion for World of Warcraft releasing this week, but Thursday Night Fights, as you can see, and then the Friday night premium missions are still going to go ahead as scheduled. So we're going to go ahead and jump right into the 5 PvP fights. Again, we'll go ahead and get the disclaimer out in the beginning of the video. This particular version of Marvel Avengers Alliance Redux that you see in front of you is version 5.9.1. It is only for closed beta testers. That means it will not be made available to the public. It is just for closed beta testers only. The version that you guys can go ahead and play is linked down below in the description. That is 5.2.1. You are going to see differences between 5.2 and 5.9. Don't even bother commenting on it. That's just the way things go when they progress through different versions. The next available version that will be available to the public will be Beta 6, and there is no ETA on Beta 6 as of yet. And of course, we're going to whip out the old disclaimer because we seem to be getting questions about this a lot lately. There is no plans for a mobile version. So let's go ahead and get into the 5 fights. I will be doing these on practice because the first tournament I have beaten the entire tournament and recruited Deadpool. That match is, of course, the first tournament when Marvel Avengers Alliance was live back in the day. The second tournament, otherwise known as the cable one, I cannot put on video, as you will see the restriction for that particular PvP tournament, and we want that to be a surprise. So we're just going to be doing practice matches. As you can guess from the theme, it is Storm and Thor, so it's going to be an electrically charged set of PvPs that we go ahead and get into. Pretty balanced on my side with an infiltrator, a blaster, and a bruiser, and it looks like we're going up against a enemy Thor, a infiltrator agent, and tactician Emma. So that's actually good for my agent over here. I'm going to go ahead and start off with the Coulson's Revenge, get my infiltrator bonus going on here off of the enemy Emma Frost over there. She's in her P5 uniform. Not surprising she went for Storm. Not too sure why she didn't take any damage there. It's probably going to... There it goes. It caught up. Storm unfortunately took a stun from that kick. No big deal. May as well continue to go after Emma. We don't want that psychic tap happening, and Emma's already dead. Pretty big summon thunder for not having used any abilities. But that is the uniform that starts off with, actually that's the, yeah, that's not the Avengers one. That is the one that starts off with, some stacks of Mjolnir over here. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and buff Thor with the Shocky Arm. You'll know that as being one of the Doc Ock arms over here. That is single target attacks will also shock enemies. I don't have the other arm to do the combo over here, but the extra damage is, of course, phenomenal, especially for this team. May as well not even try to get out the elemental mastery on Storm, because we're just going to kill Thor. So that match went pretty much as you would expect. Didn't really get to buff up Storm there because she took the stun early on. So let's get into match 2. They have Scrapper Quicksilver over there, which could be hell for my agent. They have a blaster against my Bruiser Thor, and they have Bruiser World War Hulk over there. So I think we should go for the enemy agent first. And I'm going to actually go ahead and open up with the circuit breaker on this one, as I want to try to get a stun on the enemy agent. I can tell she is going to protect because she's got the Hoarfrost mace over there. Quicksilver, yes, you're going to notice that he isn't going first and he doesn't have 2 turns. That is still something the team is working on getting the code down for. In 5.5 and 5.6, he did get the 2 turns, but him going early in combat is something they're still trying to work on the code for. All right, there goes the circuit breaker. We get the static charge, we get chain lightning, we get the biofeedback, but we don't get the stun. And Scrapper Quicksilver, unfortunately, goes for my agent. Let's go ahead and open up with Blizzard so that we can get the elemental mastery on Storm. She doesn't have a tactician over there, so this is safe to do. Quicksilver gets a retaliatory combo over there, which, oh my god, Hulk just absolutely just murdered my fucking agent. That is crazy. That's Bruiser on Infiltrator. There is no rock, paper, scissor in his favor over there, but yikes. I forgot about the agent protecting. However, death to dots. Quicksilver's kind of doing what Quicksilver does, a little bit of light pepper. The tag team, even though it applies combo setup on my entire team, is supposed to actually do damage to my entire team. That is something that has been looked into by the team, trying to set up the code on that one. Bunch of stuns just came out from Quicksilver, which is why combat is going crazy over here. I'm going to go ahead and go with Summon Thunder and hope I get a Summon Thunder set of damage the way enemy Thors do. Good. Okay. That's what I was hoping for on Thor there. We've seen the enemy Thor do it. Hopefully mine was able to do it, and he did. Personally, when it comes to Thor, my favorite uniform is always Mighty Thor. However, that is not one that is going to be available in the Season 1 beta, as this one came later. The movie uniform is okay visually. It's got good benefits if you're running it with other movie Avengers, other MCU Avengers, and the Coulsons. Modern Armor Thor is pretty good in the sense that you do start off with the 2 stacks, so you can rip Big Thunders right from the beginning. Right now, Summon Thunder is not consuming the stacks, so I'm just keeping Thor as he is, because once I build up to it, I can maintain it, but I would probably say almost every uniform is better than base Thor. But he still does a really good job, so I haven't changed it. It looks like we are once again on the Thor Emma Frost team. This could be a good scenario where having a 2-stack Summon Thunder in the first round would be really good, as it could take out Agent Flynn because of him taking a lot of damage due to the dots with his gear. There's a Fury Retaliation over there. He might die to... and the enemy agent dies to dots, giving Storm a turn. Now, we do have a Tactician over there, so we don't want to open up a Blizzard. I think I'll go ahead with the Lightning. Wow. Enemy Thor had a huge opening hit over there. I'm going to go ahead and use the Capacitive Impeder on Emma, get my Infiltrator reflexes going on. The static charge did not bounce. That's a bit of a shame. That is the whole reason this team is set up the way that it is for static charge and the chain lightning to be bouncing. And it looks like that didn't happen. So I'm going to make sure I get that on our little bug list over here. Thor is dead, technically, because he has 0 hit points, but I still have control. Oh, okay, that's a little weird. Nope, he's gone. Aha, okay. Let's try Protective Shroud. And perfectly timed, the Protective Shroud worked wonders over there and avoided what could have been some nasty hits from the Thor. Again, we're going to go for Emma. I'm going to try to stun her. The Circuit Breaker is hitting for... Oh, okay, there goes the Chain Lightning and the Static Charge. It worked that time. That Circuit Breaker is actually doing way more damage than I would have predicted. I purchased it simply for the video and the debuffs and everything. I did not actually know it was going to do such a good job. I'm going to buff Storm. See if she does a little extra damage on this one here. Yes. Good combo there. Agent leveled up, and we've got 2 more fights to go ahead and take. You know, I'm leaving the Coulsons in because of the chance of adding extra attacks and everything. However, most of this gear is either static charge based or electrical. The Electrostatic Arm, of course, buffs everything any one of the team actually does. You may remember back in the day, the EAGA thing was very well known for group bosses. However, at one point, Playdom decided to clamp down on that, and the EAGA tactic for group bosses, of course, got nerfed. Good opening shot from Storm on the enemy agent, who did not die. Thor's got strengthened on the team and a big, huge opening Summon Thunder over there. May as well go for the enemy agent. And I think I will do it from the Coulsons. I'll tell you, this PvP, this particular episode's been pretty tough. It has not been a complete cakewalk over here for all of these. We're at 2 stacks. I'm going to try to do the same thing and open up with my own Summon Thunder, except he is a blaster. He does not have his blaster benefit, so actually I'm not going to go ahead and do that. Because I don't want to give him the extra blaster buff over there if I can help it. Tactician against Blaster Storm. That makes opening up with Blizzard a little risky. We're going to go ahead and try it. I want to get a buffed Storm over here. Emma's recharged twice for some particular reason. And Blaster Thor took out my Bruiser Thor. Yeah. This has been a little bit rough going. Now, you may have seen in some of these Thursday night videos that occasionally I fight repetitive teams in PvP. Part of it is a function of where my PvP gear is at and everything. It sort of puts me up in a higher echelon of fights. However, I have made the coding team aware that I do get a lot of repetitive fights. There are times where in a session of 5 I might face the same team 3 times. So hopefully that is something that they are looking into to try to maybe put a cooldown on a team. Like once you fight them, they go to like the back of the line and you face some other teams. Again, as we've discussed in previous videos, it's good and bad. If you have a team's number and you keep getting them, then it's easy wins. But if you go up against a team that is continuously skewed against you, then it could be a problem. We have Doctor Strange and Ghost Rider on this one, and we have a generalist agent. So we have a tactician, Doctor Strange over there, good for my agent, bad for Storm, and we have a scrapper, which is good for Thor, bad for my agent. I'm going to go ahead and try to stun Doctor Strange and get my Infiltrator class benefit out of it. Solid damage, no stun. Agent used Cosmic Flame on Ghost Rider, which could be particularly scary depending on what his first move is. It's possible I could get the kill on Strange with the light. Yeah, I'm going to do it. Blaster on Tactician is normally not a good idea, but I'm hoping the debuffs work out. Ghost Rider's using his Scrapper bonus against my Infiltrator agent. Doctor Strange did not die, but I have no reason not to open up with a Summon Thunder. I'm going to get enraged on Thor. It'll probably take out Doctor Strange before I can heal, so this is good. I am on this one. We don't have any static charges over there. I think I'm going to go ahead and buff Storm with the Electrostatic Arm. Ooh, the enemy agent has his own Coulsons. That could be rough. Even though I did just buff single target attacks, I want to go ahead and get out the Elemental Mastery now that the Tactician is gone. Telling you, seeing as much Blizzard as I've been seeing today really makes me really reminisce over the weather control device. If you remember, there was the Freezy Bleeds, there was the Flaming Exhaust. The weather control device was a great gadget. Sort of a cube for the people who didn't originally get the cube. Or, you know, something else to use along with the cube. I mean, Mystic weather control device and cube in PvP was a pretty wicked three-piece combo. So it's Storm as a blaster against Agent Yuri over here as a generalist. He's going to be healing, or she's going to be healing from the Phoenix gear that she's got. I think Storm can pull it out just with better damage, but there is going to be some sustain over there based on the gear the agent has. It's a possibility. Ooh, never mind. A massive overkill, 6k damage from Storm, and the Electrostatic Arm didn't even proc over there. Crazy. Okay, so there you go, guys. There is the electrically charged team that I was thinking of for today's Thursday night fight videos. I do have a plan in place for next week's Thursday PvP videos. Again, don't want to reveal it because I don't want to kill the surprise, but needless to say, I've already got it planned. I've been testing it today in some PvE scenarios and I like it. I will give you one little hint and say that it is going to be bleed based, but I'm not going to go into it any further. Sadly, for this account, I probably will not have the Devourer in time for that video, as I'm working through the Emma Frost Spec Ops over here, which is number 2. I've got Mockingbird, so now I'm in the second one, which is Emma's, and I have to defeat Juggernaut. So yeah, we're not going to have the Devourer for it. The Devourer is my favorite thing when it comes to bleed teams, but I've already got 2 people with some similar names that are planned for next Thursday's PvP, and we'll see if we can get some bleed gear to augment that particular team. Thanks for watching, everybody, and if I don't see you in tomorrow's ASM AAR video, then have a good weekend.